right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimping and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Hoppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashin' for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route and working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scarred bitch, that's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga.
What's up with it? Still getting my shit right. Give me just a second. But y'all already know what to do, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. Let's see. Trying to get my shit right. Hold on. All right, I think that's cool. Y'all hear me cool? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear a pimp. mic right. Y'all hear me cool? Got to get my setup right. Trying to make sure y'all can hear me cool before we get off into it. Oh shit, I'm probably too loud. I'm tripping. Okay, let me know if that sound better. Let me know if that sound better. That should sound better. I forgot to set the gain on the mic, but I just set it right now. Okay, y'all saying I sound cool. See, y'all probably think it's cool if I turn it back up, but when like it don't sound right when the gain is too high. Turn it up a little bit. Okay. That should be cool. This is about where I usually have it at all the time. You know, y'all probably think it was better when it's louder, but you probably can't tell the difference now, but when you listen to it on the playback, especially in some headphones, it don't sound good when the gain is too high. The gain is already like kind of high as it is right now. I'm trying not to make it too high though, to where it'll still sound good. You don't want it to just be loud. You want it to sound clear. You want the quality of the sound to be good, you know, as well as the volume. You don't want the volume too high or the gain too high. But anyway, let's get off to this game. Y'all already know my first order of business. Oh, shit, I'm tripping. Got to hydrate my game. Okay. This big ass gallon. I think I was telling y'all the other day, man, they don't even have I haven't seen any gallons of water out here. They got 6 liters, which is about a gallon and a half. So I got this big ass bottle, man. But we still gonna do it though. Pimp ain't got the champagne flute today, but we got the wine glass. That'll do. You dig? Cheers to the game. Puggy Pug say, Freeze, you the dopest with this YouTube. Was proud to subscribe to the new fitness channel. Kansas City tapped in. Man, I appreciate all of y'all, man. Y'all, more y'all subscribe to it than I was expecting. And now that channel is officially over 1,000 subscribers. You dig? So let's celebrate that. You know, the fitness channel is over 1,000 subscribers. And the name of the channel is Game Related Fitness. So if you ain't subscribed to Game Related Fitness, then go ahead and get on to it. You dig? Yeah, I'm going to be putting some content on there in the near future, sooner than later. But today's matter at hand, man, is man, it's like the spirit of trifling baby mama is in the air, man. It's always been in the air, man. But it's, those of us who just, know situations and know people and know certain people's intentions, man. We've seen this type of stuff before, but it's just unfortunate when you see it on these platforms like this for certain individuals, man. And today we're gonna talk about David Goggins, and we're gonna talk about PJ Washington and some of the nonsense that they going through, man. It's really unfortunate to see these guys go through the stuff they're going through, man. Let me see. Let me see. Trying to find the right video. So we gonna watch this, man, and react to it, man, because it's a lot to be learned from this situation here. Not just for the men, but for the women as well. Damn. Not just for the men, but for the women as well. But it's something it's some game for everybody to get from this right here. So we gonna tap into it. The Wi-Fi seemed to be pretty cool here. That's a plus. So yeah, man, for those of y'all unfamiliar, PJ Washington's an NBA player, and young man. And when he was fresh in the NBA, rising star, he got into a relationship with Brittany Renner. And that relationship produced a child between the two, a son, little boy, right? So, they've since gone their separate ways as far as intimacy goes and relationship goes. And PJ Washington has since married a different young lady. And Brittany Renner has, just been all over the place. One day she a Muslim. The next day, she a tarot card reader. The next day, she a juggler for Ringling Brothers. The next day, she an atheist. She just something different every day, right? So, this video that we're about to see shows what I'm pretty sure is a regular case whenever PJ Washington goes to pick his son up from Brittany Renner. Let's check it out. Let me blow this thing up so we can get a good view.
Okay, hold on, pause. This is what we're not doing. So every time that he does this, I'm going to record this. Because that's not okay.
And see, the first problem I have with this video is the recording of it. Like, why is this being recorded? When you watch the entire video, it's not like there's a problem on PJ Washington's part. It's not like he's abusing anything or anyone. It's not like he's violating anything or anyone. He's just simply there to pick up his son, right? Now, for those of y'all who have kids and you're not in a relationship with the other parent, this stuff happens all the time, man. When kids are little, they cry. A lot of times it's usually, in most cases, the kid lives with the mother, and when the father comes to pick the kid up and they this age and younger, or about that age or whatever, a lot of times the kids cry, right? Now, my daughter loves me to death. My daughter, when she was that little, she's a teenager now, but when my daughter was that little, I couldn't even go to the bathroom without her like sticking her fingers under the door, trying to open the door, like, trying to, bust in while I'm trying to use the bathroom or take a shower or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, my daughter loved me to death, right? Daddy's girl. But when she was real little like that, sometimes when I would go to pick her up from her mom's, she would cry just like that. You know what I mean? So the fact that this boy is crying is not a reflection of his relationship with his father. It's just that he's with his mother every day and, he don't want to leave his mom. But I'm pretty sure that, when they get in the car, the AC blowing, he gonna fall asleep like most kids do when they get in the car, put him in the car seat, AC blowing. Most little kids are gonna fall asleep. And then when they get to the house and he get to playing with his toys and everything, it's going to be like this never happened, right? So the fact that they're making a big deal out of this is problematic. They making a big deal out of it like he's scared of his dad or something, or, he don't like his dad or something like that. And I'm pretty sure that's not the case. I'm pretty sure him and his son got a good relationship. It's just, he with his mama every day, right? So that's the thing. And then another thing I have a problem with is who's recording. The person who's recording is Brittany Renner's mother. Why is your mama recording me when I'm coming to pick my son up? I'm an NBA player, and you just want to make a spectacle out of everything. Why are you doing this? And then not only is the mama recording, but as you about to see, she's talking shit, antagonizing the situation in front of her grandson, in front of her daughter, right?
No, the thing is, this is the third time he's done it. This is the third time he's done it. He doesn't want to go with you. So actually show up and do something then with him.
She's talking about actually show up and do something with him, but what do you call what he's doing right now? And see, this is what, certain mothers don't understand, right? Like, he has a financial obligation legally, right? Legally, he has to pay child support to her, which they're about to mention in a second in this video. Brittany Renner's mother mentions how he pays $11,000 child support, right? So that's an obligation. This what he's doing right here. He's not obligated to do that. He's obviously doing that because he wants to do that. He wants to be present in the child's life, right? So whenever you have a father making an effort to be in the child's life and he's not, disrespecting the child, he's not violating the child, he's not abusing the child, he's just simply making an effort to be in the child's life, like, you should appreciate that because he doesn't have to do that. He could just be a paycheck pops and just pay his child support and say, bitch, fuck you and that baby, and, continue on about his life. He married, he in the NBA, he having it his way. He does not have to do this. But in spite of everything that he got going on, he's taking out time to come spend time with his son. So, even though it may not be to your liking, even though he may not come as often as you want him to, or when or how you want him to, the fact of the matter is he's there. You have to consider that this man is an NBA player. He travels all over the country playing basketball 7 months out the year. And I'm pretty sure that in the off season, he got other things going on, right? So I'm pretty sure the man is very busy. But in spite of him being however busy he is, he's making an effort to come spend time with his son. You got to appreciate that. It'd be different if he was just had like a job that wasn't as demanding as being an NBA player, right? That would be different. But in spite of everything that he got going on, he coming to pick his son up, right? So you should appreciate that. But why? How come she don't appreciate that? Is because her mama don't appreciate that. Because, you know, her mama is a trifling broad, and the apple don't fall far from the tree. So when you see the way that her mother engages with him, and then watch what the mama about to say some off the chain shit, man. Watch this shit.
This every time. No, it's not. No, it's not. It ain't because anybody babies him. You gonna give him his bag and stuff?
That's terrible.
Look at the mama, you know what I mean, getting her Flavor Flav on, being the hype man to the bullshit, right? Mama trying to be Spliff Star to the drama. And it's just sad that we live in these times now where, you know, you have individuals like Brittany Renner that just want to make content out of everything, want to make a spectacle out of everything. You know, like, she's so engulfed in herself, she not even thinking about her son and how this might affect him. And see, what you got to keep in mind is, like, you know, we just in different times now. When that little boy grow up, he's going to be able to go back and see these videos, for one, and then two, you know, friends of his might stumble across these videos and be like, they might be at school or something, and one of his friends be like, man, I seen this video of you when you was a baby and your dad came to pick you up, man, and your mom and your grandma was tripping, man, and da-da-da-da. Like, a kid shouldn't have to go through that. But, you know, because she just wants some views right now, she not thinking about how this might affect her son later on in life, right? That's why you see me, man, like, and it don't matter how, you know, famous I get or whatever, you know, when my kids is adults, that might be a little bit different. But as long as they kids, I'm not putting my kids on camera. I'm not posting pictures of my kids on social media. You know what I mean? I'm not putting them in no videos. And if I do, they face not going to be showing. You know, like one time I did a live with my son at the gym. Me and him was working out. But, you know, YouTube be hating and the gym be playing music. So they didn't even let the video live anyway because of the copyrights and all that bullshit. But yeah, let's continue.
3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, no, it's not that at all. No, it's not. No, yeah, I will. But I'm telling you right now, every single time you come here and he cries, we're going to record that.
Every single time you come here and he cries, we're going to record that. Why? He's a baby. That's what they do. When kids leave their mother, or if it's, you know, you got some situations where it's vice versa, where the kid lives with the father and the mom comes and picks the kid up. It's going to be the same thing. You know what I mean? Now, as the kid get a little older, you know, the crying slows down and then eventually stops. You know, because they get used to it. But when they little like that, man, it's nothing you could do about that. The only thing you can do about that is y'all move in together, and that's not happening because, as you're going to see in a second, he got his wife in the truck. So y'all not about to move in together, right? And it just is what it is. The little boy going to cry. Like, there's nothing he can do, even if he, you know, and he probably is showing up as much as he can because in spite of, you know, his schedule, you know? Like, he ain't a loser like you, bitch. Like, he got stuff going on. He's a NBA player. Like, you know, he can't, you know, you got to consider that. You have to consider who he is, what he got going on, and appreciate the fact that this man is even coming to see this boy because, again, like I said, he does not have to do this. He's not obligated to do this. He's not obligated to pick that boy up and come spend time with him. He's not obligated to do that. He's doing, and then on top of that, he's doing what he's obligated to do. See, chicks don't, chicks like her who get a good man, this present in the child's life and handling his responsibilities financially, they don't appreciate what they have, and they don't know what it's like to be in a situation where you trying to put the man on child support, but you can't. And on top of that, he ain't trying to be in the child's life. He ain't never coming to see the child. Never. The child don't even know who he is. Ain't never been around him. And if you do put him on child support, he ain't paying. She don't have to deal with none of that. You got a man that's paying his child support $11,000 a month, which is sky high. Like, just for being this man's child's mother, you get a check every month for $11,000. Like, what are you complaining about? And he's coming to see this boy. What are you complaining about?
It's up with me. Just know that it's up.
It's up. And then that's what kills me when you got chicks like this that, man, chicks want to be men so bad. It's up. Who are you talking to, bitch? Like, who are you talking to? Like, it's up. You see how tall this man is and how big he is? Like, you're not even half his size, bitch. Who are you talking to? And then look at the mama. Brittany Renner done walked away. And look what her mama just got to put her 2 cents in and throw some more, gas on the fire. Punk ass. And he said, "Suck my dick." But listen to what her mama says in response to that. Now, you're the grandmother of this little boy. The little boy is right there. And you're doing this in front of see, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is on the internet. It's going to be there forever. So as this little boy is growing up and, the kids at his school find out who his parents is and they get to Googling shit and this video pop up, he got to deal with that. Like, he going to get roasted to death. And, it's cool. I believe kids should be able to get roasted. And it builds character and it builds a lot of good qualities in you. Me getting roasted as a kid is what made me such a good roaster now, and it made me creative. It made me want to step my game up. It made me more concerned about my appearance and taking care of myself a certain way. Being roasted serves a lot of justice. But when you have mamas like this that don't want to let a little boy be a little boy, he gonna be denied a lot of things, man. It's unfortunate. And I just wish it was a way for him to be able to have the little boy full time so that he can get what he need as a little boy from his father, right? But I'm glad at the same time that he's even in his life at all, because it's gonna be a fight, man. It's gonna be tough, especially, like, I don't know if Brittany Renner lives with her mama. I'm imagining that's what the case is. I imagine that she lives with her mama, so it's like you got double the nonsense. You got double the foolishness being instilled in this boy and displayed in front of this boy, this young man. You got you got the grandma nonsense and the mother nonsense, just being put on display in front of this little boy. Like, like if this is what we see on camera, just imagine everyday life for that little boy. Just imagine his life every day being around these two scallywags. Just imagine that. Just imagine the conversations that they have with each other in front of that little boy. Just imagine the conversations that the grandma has with other people in front of that little boy. Just imagine the conversations that Brittany Renner has in front of other people or with other people in front of that little boy. Imagine the music they listen to. Imagine all the twerking and half nakedness and bullshit and just like stuff that a little boy shouldn't have to experience. Man, I'm so glad I grew up when I did and I was born when I was. And man, mothers was just different, man. Hey, shout out to the mamas that was raising kids from the 90s on back, man. You know what I mean? And shout out to the good mothers of today too, because I know you out there. I know there's some good mamas out there today. But I'm just so grateful that I wasn't born in these times and I don't have to grow up in these times, man, because this shit is crazy. Well, listen to what she says to this man in front of her grandson. Wait, I think he said weird ass. Hold on, did he say weird? Because that's exactly what the grandma is. The grandma is a weird ass bitch. For real. Like, that man walked off talking about weird ass bitch. And then the grandma was just like, okay, and just think, just for context, right? Brittany Renner is like, I want to say in her early to mid 30s, right? She probably like 33, 34, something like that, right? I'm guessing. So that would mean that the mama got to be in her 50s. So you 50 something years old acting like this still. Like I guess some people just don't never grow out of the foolishness, right? Some people just don't go through enough experiences and learn, because if you've been carrying on through life like this, life has had to be hard for you. To be 50 something years old and you still acting like this, I know your life was hard. I know that you've ruined a lot of good relationships, not just with men, but with friends, family members, all types of people. I know that you've ruined all kinds of opportunities that you've had, you know, business opportunities, financial opportunities, you know, and so forth. Like, I know that you carrying on like this at 50 something years old, I know that you've ruined a lot of things in your life. Your life has had to be hard. You ain't acting like this and you've just had a good life. No, you don't. And not just talking to people like this, but talking to men. Like, this is the father of your grandson. And this is how you talk to him when he's coming to be a father to your grandson. Like, he's being present in that child's life. And this is how you talk to him because your daughter don't like him. And your daughter probably don't like him because you don't like him, because you don't like yourself. He probably remind you of some fly ass nigga that you had back in the day that ghosted your ass. Like starting drama with his wife. The wife been sitting there the whole time, cool. She watching y'all act a fool and she ain't said nothing the whole time. You know what I mean? I know certain bras, you know, the wife or the significant other of the baby daddy, they would have seen how you was talking to him and they would have got out the car and go upside your head and all type of shit. But the wife been sitting in the car chilling the whole time. And you talking about what you looking at. Look at what you're doing. You're recording and you're acting a fool. What you mean what I'm looking at? I'm not supposed to look at you acting a fool, record my husband? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, people be crazy. You are recording her husband, picking up his son, talking crazy to him in front of his son, and you asking what you looking at. Boy, people be stupid.
Account.
Just, and then, you know, disrespecting the wife, and the wife ain't even said nothing to you. And see, that's the jealousy, right? Now she talking about, cause PJ Washington just told the grandma, you don't pay for shit. And then she fires back talking about, you don't pay for shit, $170,000 to your hoe, but $11,000 a month to your son. First of all, it's not $11,000 a month to his son. It's $11,000 a month to his mother, to the son's mother. Which, you know, it's unfortunate, and I wish that they would amend the child support laws so that the mothers, that's what they need to do. They need to amend the child support laws so that in order for the mother to continue getting those monthly payments, they have to provide receipts showing that, you know, the money is being spent on the child. That's really what it needs to be, because the mama could do anything that they want with the child support money. She don't have to spend a dime on the child. And $11,000 a month, that's like way more than enough to take care of a child. Now, if she was an upstanding mother, what she should be doing is she should have like a trust or something like that for the young man, and, you know, where have a situation where she's spending what's necessary on him each month out of that $11,000, because that's, you know, to take care of a little boy, $11,000, just being real, even in today's times, even though everything expensive as hell, $11,000 a month, unless you a bum, which, I mean, she got bum tendencies, but, you know, I hope she got some kind of other income other than that, right? But, you know, what should be going on is that she should be taking care of the little boy out of that $11,000, and then the remainder should be put in a trust for him. So that way, when he gets a certain age, man, he a little bitty boy. He can't be no more than what, 2 or 3 years old. Just imagine, like, if she putting money up out of that $11,000 every month until he turns 18, until the child support is over with. Man, that'd be a nice little chunk for that boy. You know, he'll have his own money. His own money when he turned 18 years old or 21 or however old you set the age in the trust. And, you know, he won't have to do anything drastic, you know, ruin his credit, ruin his record, get a criminal, you know, just, you know, kids do sometimes when they turn 18 and they start having responsibilities, you know, kids make drastic moves and they end up making a life-changing decision at an early age, man. Trust me, I'm one. Right? So that's really what should be going on, man. But she listening to her mama, she having conversations with her mama. Look at what her mama just said. You gave $170,000 to your hoe. Don't even have the decency to respect his wife. And, you know, but only $11,000 a month to your son. See, that's like that's one of them things where, you know, it's just evidence that, you know, it's just natural for women to be dissatisfied no matter what. Like, if the child support payments was $1 million a month, if he gave his wife $10 million, that $1 million a month still ain't gonna be enough, right? It's always gonna be something. You know, the majority of women, especially in today's times, are just like that, man. They like the Rolling Stones, man. They can't get no satisfaction. You know, no matter what you do, there's just no satisfaction. There's no appreciation, and nothing is good enough. Like, come on, 11,000. Like, I know the grandma probably don't make no $11,000 a month. Like, and I'm pretty sure they in the South, because I can't remember where, but I think Brittany Renner from the South somewhere. Y'all in the South, you know, you're not making no $11,000 a month. I highly doubt it. At 50-something years old, acting like that, I highly doubt that you have some sort of source of income that's generating $11,000 a month. That's why PJ Washington just told her, like, you don't pay for shit. So that speaks for itself. Like, we know the grandma ain't making no 11 bands a month. So how you gonna complain? First of all, this ain't got nothing to do with you. You're all in somebody else's business. Just agitating the situation. It's already agitated because Brittany Renner already trifling on her own, and then you're agitating it even more as the grandmother, right? But how you gonna complain about this man? This is just crazy.
$1,000.
Okay, I just seen the video spinning, man. If it get to spinning, y'all already know. Just tap out and tap back in. I see y'all saying she from like Jackson, Mississippi area. Okay, so shout out to Mississippi. Much love to Mississippi, Jackson, Vicksburg, Greenville, all that, right? Mississippi historically has been one of the poorest states in the union. Right now, I know they recently changed. They recently made marijuana recreational in Mississippi, which surprised the shit out of me. I couldn't believe it. Like, out of all the states on the Bible Belt, I thought Mississippi would be last to make marijuana recreational, right? But surprisingly, Mississippi jumped on board and made marijuana recreational. So I would imagine that has stimulated the economy some type of way, or at least it probably will. But yeah, historically, man, Mississippi has been one of the poorest states in the country. Now, that's not to say that everybody in that state is poor. I know that's not the truth. You got people making money in every state. But yeah, man, the grandma, man, she trifling. And I hate that for the grandson, man. See, this is why men are needed in every situation, right? And this is why it's imperative for women to be women. Women are going to be overwhelmed by their emotions to the point where they don't consider who's around and who's being affected by what they say and do. Women will get beside themselves in a way where nothing around them and nobody around them matters, right? Men, on the other hand, like, if you pay attention, like, PJ was doing his best to keep his cool, but I know how it is. Like, I could just about imagine that every time he go to pick his son up, it's something. He can't never just have a smooth transition, grab his son, no drama and everything cool. Right? Very few women, especially in today's times, have the ability to maintain their composure when they're around, somebody that they have a child with but don't like. Right? I know a few women, some even in my family, but some that are just like, people that I've known throughout my life, right? And terrible relationship with their kid's father. Kid's father ain't even in the picture. Ain't paying child support, ain't coming to spend time with the kid. The kid don't even know him. The kid is a perfect stranger to the father, right? But in spite of all of that, and in spite of how much the mama can't stand the father, she never slanders the father to the kid. She never badmouths the father to the kid. She never talks bad about the father to other people in front of the kid. Right? And, as I'm saying this, there's certain women that come to mind who fit this description of what I'm talking about, right? And I've always figured that their outlook on the situation is that, just because I don't want my son or my daughter to hate their father just because I hate them, right? If they have a bad taste in their mouth about them, I want it to be because, that's how they made their mind up, and it's not because of how I influenced them to think, right? That's what I would think is the mindset of a mother who, like I said, fits the description of what I just said. Because that's really the way it should be. And, you shouldn't want you shouldn't want your kid to hate his or her father at all, period, right? But if they do, you know, it shouldn't be because you influenced them to, right? Because, you know, kids are smart, and after a certain age, once they reach a certain age, you know, they might start saying to themselves like, well, damn, you know, maybe my pops just, you know, ain't trying to be in my life, or ain't trying to be there for me, or, you know, maybe my pops just don't want nothing to do with me. You know, kids will start coming to their own conclusions as they get older, right? And, you know, the mother doesn't need to, even though she may not like the father, she doesn't need to like fan the flames. She don't need to do that, right? And I wish more women were like that. And you know, a lot of times this type of nonsense usually be because the man don't want to be with the mother no more, the baby mama no more. That's usually what it boiled down to. All of this that you just seen right now is because he don't want to be with her no more. Which he never should have been with her in the first place, because her reputation was already, you know, trash by the time he got with her. By the time he got with her, she was already known for what she was known for and what she's still known for now, right? It wasn't no secret. It wasn't like, you know, somebody pulled the wool over his eyes and he couldn't see what was going on. No, you had to know. But as my brother Sinful to P has always taught y'all, you know, when a man's manhood is alive, he brain dead, right? So I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. You know, he a young man. He made it to the NBA, signed a big contract. You know, you got this woman that you find attractive, and she got a, you know, following on social media. So you think it's cool. And I'm pretty sure, you know, he had fun with her in the bedroom and all that type of stuff. But, man, he ain't never had no business being with this chick ever at all. Like, he never had any business being with her. But, you know, the damage is done. And they produced a beautiful, healthy child out of that situation. You know, and you got to appreciate that, because in spite of how trifling the mama is and how disrespectful and inconsiderate and selfish she is, you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, you got a beautiful son with this woman. So, it just appears to me like he's doing his best to like just be smooth. Like that little drama that was going on, he didn't initiate that. He didn't like spark that up. He just went there to go pick up his son. He didn't say, bitch, give me my son, F you and your mama. You know, he didn't do all that. You know what I mean? He didn't come through the door and slap the mama and, you know, spit on the baby mama and give me my son. Like, he didn't do all that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he came through real smooth. But because the little boy crying, and see, that's where a grandmother is supposed to come in. You know, grandmas is just different nowadays, man, because my grandma, she wasn't soft on us. You know, on my mom's side of the family, man, it's mostly boys. Like, my grandmother had 10 boys and 3 girls of her own, and then all of her kids had mostly boys. So most of my cousins on my mom's side is boys. I got a lot of I got a big ass family, period. But it is, you know, most of my cousins is boys. Most of them had boys. Like, it's just it's a lot of boys, right? So just imagine my grandmother's house. You know, she got a bunch of little boys at her house all the time. She wasn't soft on us. You know what I mean? My grandma wasn't babying us. Like, if one of us was crying or something like that, she wasn't running to come pick us up. My grandma from Little Rock, Arkansas, man, come up in the Great Depression and all that type of shit. So, you know, she come up hard and tough herself, right? So needless to say, if this was going on, like I'm just picturing myself, right? Me or my brother. I got an older brother, right? Well, I got two older brothers, but my oldest brother is who I'm talking about, right? I'm just picturing like my dad coming to pick up me or my older brother as a baby, and, you know, one of us crying. And, you know, this is taking place at my grandma's house. And my mom wasn't the type to like make a big deal out of something like that, even though I'm too young to remember. I just know my mom. She ain't the type to be like, see, every time you come to pick him up, he crying. Like, my mom wasn't that type of mama, right? But let's just say she was. My grandmother is going to be the type in her own, you know, because my grandmother was like, you know, she was like she was real smooth. She was cool. She wasn't the yelling type. You know what I mean? She'll put her foot down and she'll assert herself, but she wasn't no pushover at all. But my grandmother was like mild mannered. She was cool. And I could just picture her telling my mom, like, go sit down, like, relax, chill out. Like, that's a little boy. Let him cry. You know what I mean? That's the role that the grandmother is supposed to have in that situation. The grandmother is supposed to be the voice of reason as the oldest person in the situation, first of all. And, with that age, you're supposed to have wisdom. You're supposed to know how this go. Like, you're a mother. You know what it's like to have a little kid that cry and you just let them cry. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the role that she's supposed to have. Like, when Brittany Renner was tripping, first of all, the mother should have never been recording in the first place. Just the fact that she was recording let you know she was on bullshit. But the mother ain't even supposed to be recording. Why are you recording? You're a grandmother. Why are you recording? You're a grandma. You 50-something years old. Why are you trying to chase clout at 50-something years old on the internet? Something is wrong with you, especially chasing it this way. Something is wrong with you. You're not supposed to be recording, first of all. Second of all, when your daughter get to tripping on her kid's father for the fact that your son is crying, her son is crying whenever he comes to pick, you supposed to be like, Brittany, come, chill out. Let that man take his son and be quiet. Let him handle his business with his son. He gonna be all right. He ain't gonna die because he crying. Let that little boy cry. Let him go with his father. That's what the grandma supposed to do. But what does she do? She antagonizes shit. She agitates the situation. She makes it worse. You the grandmother. What? That's why I say grandmas done fell off, man. Like, I couldn't imagine my grandma doing no shit like that, man. And I know we in different times. I know times is different. But god damn, like, when you get older, you're supposed to get wiser. Like, you're supposed to, like, leave the nonsense behind. You're supposed to calm down. You know what I mean? Like, I think about my mom right now. You know, my mom is 65. And I just think about her as a young woman versus now. My mom, she's like so much like calmer. My mom used to be the type, she'll argue with people. You know, she always got to, you know, speak her mind and stuff. My mom, she don't do none of that no more. Like, she's so calm and cool. Like, you know, she's so much more mature than she was when she was young. She ain't into, like, you know, none of the drama, like none of that. She cool. And then not just that, but like, you know, she's so protective over her grandchildren. You know, my mom wouldn't let her grandchildren see no shit like that. And she wouldn't present herself that way in front of her grandchildren. Like, that's not going to happen. Right? And that's what this grandmother, Brittany Renner's mom, ain't thinking about. Like, You are this boy's grandma, and this goes on the internet. It's there forever now. This shit is there forever. You can't delete that. You can't undo that. You can't do that. It's over with. It's on the internet forever. So again, like I say, when this little boy grows up and start going to school, and you know, people find out who his parents is, and videos like this pop up, they can be like, damn, that's your grandma? My grandma be baking cookies, and my grandma is a sweetheart, you know, when I go over her house. You know, my grandma be cooking good food. You know, my grandma be helping me with my homework. Like, my grandma cool. Like, I ain't never heard my grandma talk like this. That's your grandma? Dang. You know what I mean? Like, crazy. So, yeah, it's just disappointing, man, to see somebody 50-something. I don't know. She might be older than that. She might be 60-something, but I'm guessing she got to. If Brittany Renner is in her early to mid 30s, the mama got to be at least in her 50s. So, to be in your 50s or whatever, like acting like that, that's crazy, man. I you know, the worst part about it is that, you know, the little boy is going to be the one suffering. The little boy is going to be the one having the hardest time. The little boy is going to be the one, like, you know, and then the dad, he got such a tall task because it's going to be him trying to see if you a father and you got kids that live with the mother, you know what I'm talking about. Like when you try to instill certain things in your kid, but then when you take them back to the mother and the mother ain't on the same page, it's like your work just goes in vain. It just unravels, right? That's just like with me. And now that I'm older and wiser, you know, I ain't mad at my baby. I wasn't even really mad at her back then. I was kind of disappointed, but like, you know, I consider now the fact that, you know, my baby mama was real young with my daughter, right? So, and then she was overwhelmed, right? Because, you know, just stuff that was going on, right? So, but like there was certain things that I would do, right? Like, you know, I was teaching my daughter her ABCs when she was like a year and a half, right? And she was catching. I got videos of it. Y'all ain't friends with me. A few of y'all is friends with me on that page, but on my Facebook page that I'm, you know, for my family and everything, I got videos of me teaching my daughter her ABCs when she was like 1.5, you know, and I'll have her for like some weeks or, you know, extended period of time, whatever. But then when she go back home to her mom, you know, the progress would just unravel. It'll be like it was never done. Cause you know, when they that age, you got to keep that type of stuff up. Right. So, that's just one example though, but it was a lot of things that I would try to teach her when she was young like that. And, she would be doing real good with it, catching on. But then, you know, and I'll come back like excited, like, yeah, you know, the baby just, you know, did this and whoopty whoopty whoop. But, you know, her mom wouldn't have that same type of excitement. And, you know, now, like I said, me being who I am now, I ain't mad at her about it. It is what it is, right? I can't expect everybody to have the same type of energy that I have or think the way I think or feel the way that I feel. You know, I ain't mad at people for being different, right? So, but fortunately for me, you know, my baby mama is cool. Like, I ain't never had no baby mama drama. I ain't never had to worry about her saying bad stuff to my daughter or my kids, period. You know what I mean? I ain't never had to deal with no shit like that where whenever I go to pick the kids up, she dramatic and tripping. Like, I've never had to deal with none of that. You know what I mean? you know, she's only spoke good of me, you know, to the kids. And, it, you know, it's like, I ain't never had to deal with that type of shit. But I can imagine for PJ, man, it's going to be tough. Because just imagine him trying to build with his son. And every time he try to build with his son, anything that he builds with him is going to get undone when he drop him off back to them, to the trifling mama and the trifling baby mama. Everything he try to build with his son is just going to fall apart, you know? So it's just disappointing, man. Like it's like they going to be completely counterproductive with that boy. You know, it's just, man, I feel bad for the little boy because of what he's going to have to, you know, the influences that he going to be subjected to. And I feel bad for PJ Washington for the uphill battle that he's going to have trying to make sure that his son don't turn into no little buster that hates him. You know what I mean? Because these young adults is already soft-ass busters right now. Just imagine when that little boy turns 18, 19, 20, 21. You know, he going to be thinking like, damn, I was crying like that. My dad must have been this or he must have been that like my mama said and da-da-da-da-da. You know, just like, just the thought of it is like, it's terrible. You know, like, God damn, just the thought of that shit is like, damn. You know what I mean? He gonna see them videos when he grow up and he gonna be like, yeah, my dad, he must have been bad because why am I crying like that in the video? Yeah. You know what I mean? Instead of like, you know, that's what kids do. You know, so my dad's still a good dad. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Yeah, it's just, man. Right, exactly. 50 Cent, son. And that's a good segue into the next story. David Goggins' daughter. Oh, my goodness, man. Just like how Loved by a Few, Hated by Many said, you know, 50 Cent's son. Look at what he grew up to be. You know, just a ungrateful, 50 Cent son, boy, man. You know, I can't imagine like disowning any of my kids or, you know, yeah, but like, man, 50 though, I can't be mad at 50, boy, because his son is a straight buster. Like his son done did the most busterous of all buster shit that a son could do in spite of his father. Like, whew. 50 son, boy, that little dude is a buster. Straight up, man. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't call it nothing but what it is, man. That little dude is a straight buster. He really need his ass whooped, man. He need to just find his way into a dark alley in the hood with some niggas that's gonna beat his ass, man. Like 50 son need his ass whooped severely for like 30 days straight. He just need to get his ass whooped every day. 30 days straight, ass whoopings. You know what I mean? He just really need his ass whooped every day. He really needed it when he was younger, though. Like when he was probably a teenager, preteen, you know what I mean? 10, 11, 12, 13. Like 50 son just needed ass whoopings. Like he needed little dudes in the hood to just beat his ass every day. Like that's what was supposed to happen to him, man. But, you know, he still need his ass beat up just on GP, just all the punk shit he done did, man. That little dude need his ass beat, man. Like, I don't even know him and I don't like him because of the shit that he done, man. But, yeah, man, let's get to David Goggins, man. Because his situation is just, man, it's disappointing. But see, I like the way David Goggins handled himself and, you know, let's do a reaction to a reaction, speaking of which. of fact, hold on. And by the way, man, let me see, man. Man, it's 155 of y'all up in here, but only 126 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door when you step to a pimp's domain. Do a pimp a favor. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. Okay, so this is MTR, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. Shout out to him. He did a review on the situation with David Goggins. Now, for those of y'all unfamiliar, David Goggins, you know, toughest, hardest, you know, most durable man to ever walk the earth. You know what I mean? Like, David Goggins could, you know, eat a brick for breakfast. You know what I mean? Like he you know, he like the toughest dude you ever gonna see. Great motivational speaker. And, you know, he recently endured some criticism because his daughter, who is now an adult, I think he said she's 23 or 24. I think she's 23 if I'm not mistaken. 23 or 24. But she has recently taken to social media to blast him as a deadbeat dad, according to her. And you know how the internet get down. The internet gon', you know, take that and you know, have fun with it every which way that they can, make money off of it, monetize it every which way that they can, slander the man, you know, into the ground. So yeah, man, let's check out what Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews is talking about concern in regards to this.
I wasn't gonna come out here and talk bad about my daughter or even my ex-wife, her mother. So right now, here we are. A lot of you apologize to me. And for those of you who did these videos out here with no facts, fuck you. I didn't know that there were so many.
Hey, see, man, like people like David Goggins is so necessary in the world, man. Like I love the fact that this man is just so unapologetically himself. Like he don't give a damn what nobody think about him. You know, he just he reveals himself in every way that a person could reveal themselves. You know, he's not scared to disclose whatever details or answer any questions that people have for him. Like he just a raw, uncut individual, man, and he don't sugarcoat shit for people. He don't coddle people. He not soft on people. I just love that, man. Like I just love the fact that he's just so raw. We need more people like him in the world for sure.
Perfect people. It's unreal. How many perfect people are out here? Perfect families. You're perfect in school. You got a perfect body, a perfect mind. You're perfect people. You've never messed up. I never realized how many perfect people were out there. How fast you were all out here to judge me, man. It's truly amazing how fast you were to not look in the mirror before you didn't even get my side of the story. I must have been the only motherfucker that had a fucked up family. Because all you perfect people, damn, there's a lot of you out there. Fuck you.
This one's a tough one. Everyone's favorite motivational speaker /
Man, we're going to skip forward a little bit. Hold up.
her post, so we can't see the original, but I have all the receipts. Let's get active on this one. Without further ado, this is an image of his daughter, and it's crazy because she's got one of them type of faces where no DNA test needed. Need not apply. I mean, it's a copy paste, all right?
Yeah, I can't lie, man. She looked just like David Goggins with hair, a little bit younger, with her eyebrows done. She looked exactly like that man. It's crazy. Like, it looked like he made her by himself. I don't know what the mother really looked like. I know they got pictures of them all together, but you know, I still don't really know too much about what the mother looks like. But man, it looked like he made her by herself. Immaculate conception, whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, man. It looked like he made her by herself.
But this is on Jada M. Goggins' Instagram account. Now, if you keep going, well, on the first page it says, "Do I look like," and then a photo of them together when she was a child, him, right? And then a follow-up post after that. But if you look in the description right here, it says, "Mama, I'm chasing a ghost, hashtag 10 years, hashtag silent too long, hashtag daddy issues." And then in the final post, you'll see in the comment section, she calls out, "Haven't we all? Might want to watch what you read. Not everything is real as you'd think." Insinuate.
Yeah, it's crazy how, you know, the daughter of a man, like, try to tear him down. But as this unfolds, you'll be able to put together, like I did, that, you know, it's really the poison coming from the mama, and the fact that the mother doesn't like David Goggins, so she made sure that her daughter didn't like him because she didn't like him. But in spite of all of that, man, David Goggins, like I said, man, you just need more people like him, because as real and raw and uncut and unapologetic as he is, he still has integrity, man. And the way that he addressed this to me was like, I don't see how anyone could have addressed a situation like this better.
That components of David Goggins' story is fake. Then she follows up, "Let's just say he likes to use other stories as his own. I have my own story, just waiting to share it." Now, remember when I said that this was not the first time that his daughter has called him out? I actually found on the David Goggins subreddit, this was dated 5 years ago, from a post of a picture of his book. And it reads from Jada. Some of you know, most of you don't. But yes, this is my father, LOL. Yes, he does have a child, one actually, me. He has nothing to do with me and hasn't for 17 years now. He's not a very good guy, let's just say that. Yes, 100%, he has done some amazing things in my life that most people couldn't do, but that
Hold on.
doesn't give him the right to kick me to the curb. He is a selfish man, so if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Hashtag done being silent. And
now, the way this little girl contradicts herself in this post is crazy, right? Now, listen to what she says. She says, "He has nothing to do with me, hasn't for 17 years now," right? Then she says, "Yes, 100% he has done some amazing things in my life." How does he do that if he hasn't been present for 17 years? Like, which one is it going to be? Like, you, on one hand, you say he's done some amazing things in your life, but then on the other hand, you say he ain't been in your life. Like that, like, come on now. You know? So, but at the same time, this is a kid, right? And kids are often confused on their own with nobody's assistance. And the fact that her mother has assisted in her confusion aggressively, you know, doesn't make anything better. So I can't even be mad at the little girl, especially at that time. She was a little girl. It was 5 years ago. I think she like 23 or 24 now. So she was probably like, you know, she's still young right now. So she was even younger at that time. So, you know, I can't even be mad at her for, you know, having outrage and, you know, taking to social media like this. You know, she probably just don't know what to do. She confused. but I'm looking at the mama crazy. I ain't really even looking at the girl crazy. I'm looking at the mama crazy.
With the post following up with more photos of David back into the day. Damn, this dude was jacked back in the day, baby. With the post following up evidence that they are a family, that they are in fact related. Now, obviously, David Goggins is taking a lot of flack for this. To have a mind state of discipline, consistency through hardship, to not have a great relationship with your daughter is seen by a lot as odd, and as well as a lot of people think that he hid his daughter from us. But
okay, hold on.
In fact, he didn't, and has actually talked about her in the past. Namely, she was mentioned in his book, Can't Hurt Me.
Have you considered what you would be like as a father?
Yeah, I actually have a daughter right now. Yeah.
No way. I didn't know.
Yeah. I have a daughter right now. But that being said, I'm an open and honest person. When you meet people at a young age, so I had a kid at a young age when I was in the worst possible place in my life. So when you're in a bad place, you're not going to meet a Kish.
What?
You're going to meet a person that's very similar to who you are at that time. And then you bring a child into this world. And as you start to move up in this world and get better, and you realize I need to get better, you try to pull that person along with you. A lot of times they don't want to come where you're going. And it creates a bad environment. So that's where that is right now.
Now, this post was from about 2 years ago, and if I scroll a little bit to the left over here, you can see some of the sentiment. Claims he's strong, but you're not really strong if you have no connection with your daughter.
I don't even give a damn about the comments because people in the comment section be stupid as hell. And, you know, they sheep. If everybody going left, they going to go left. If everybody going right, they going to go right. People in the comment section don't even have their own mind, so I don't even concern myself with that type of shit. Because the same people are the ones apologizing to him now that they done heard his and his mother's side of the story. You know, they just don't have their own mind, man. People was like puppets. But let's skip to right here.
Address all of the controversy.
Boy, a lot of you had zero facts. And you came at me hard, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Talking about all that deadbeat dad shit, absent dad shit. Unbelievable, man. You guys had zero facts. None whatsoever. You heard one side of the story and took it and ran. You know what? So what's funny, man, is I got people, let me see if I can find this real quick. I'll find it real quick here. Navy SEAL David Goggins exposed as deadbeat dad. Look at this.
And people love expose. Like, we just in a time where exposing is just an addiction. People are addicted to expose. Even when it ain't nothing to expose, they gonna MacGyver together something to expose. They gonna take a rubber band and an eraser and a clothespin and a paper clip, and they gonna put together some shit to expose somebody when it ain't even nothing to really expose with no facts.
This is one of so many things. There's people out here on TikTok. Yeah, you out there on TikTok, man, you saw something that my daughter put up and you took that. You were looking, a lot of you are looking for a reason to hate. And that's the sad thing, man. No facts, hearing one side of the story. And you know why I didn't say anything? I didn't say anything for years. This has been happening to me. This whole deadbeat dad thing has been happening to me for years. And I never said anything. You know why? Because no matter how much my daughter and her mother do not like me, it is still my daughter and my child's mother. So I took the high road It didn't get a lot of views and whatnot, but this one right here got a lot of views. And a lot of you came out here making your videos. And then what happened was I went to a speaking gig.
Yeah, and I see that's what I'm saying about why I respect the way he handled himself in this situation, because throughout everything, and I'm pretty sure in his own head, he got some not so pleasant things or not so pleasant thoughts about his baby mama, right? Because she's ultimately the bottom line reason as to why his daughter sees him the way that she does and feels the way she does about him, right? So I'm pretty sure he got some unpleasant thoughts, but he probably ain't gonna share them thoughts, especially on social media with the public, right? But I just respect him and commend him for not matching the energy and not, going on the slander campaign with this bitch, she trifling because of this and that and da-da-da-da, and like start coming with a bunch of, stories and tea and all this shit. I just respect the fact that, he didn't badmouth his daughter or her mother, because I'm sure he could have. Because I'm sure his daughter done said and done some nasty things to him directly, but he probably don't even blame her for that. He know it's the mother, but I just love the fact that he just kept it respectful. He was just real classy about it.
I went to a speaking gig, and with all of this out here about David Goggins being a deadbeat dad, I got asked a question.
So we're going to skip to the speaking gig, right, where they asked the question.
But are you good at asking anything?
I don't know now. But no, seriously, dude. Yeah, I have to be.
Yeah, it's so different.
It's just life, man. We're all fucked up.
Just recently, right? On, I think it was TikTok, your daughter, or I think it was your daughter, comes out. And you're just getting back on after 10 months on, right? And we've had different conversations about family and stuff, but just recently this week, and it kind of went viral, pieces of it, right? Fill me in, what is that when you see it? You see that from your side. What does it feel? What does it mean, from your side? So you it's a welcome back to Instagram or social.
It's a definitely fuck you back to Instagram. All right, so to give you all context, I have to give you context first because y'all know what the fuck's going on. So it can't hurt me. I talk about my daughter. I don't talk a lot about her because guess what? She didn't ask to be where I am. So I ain't talk a lot about her. She came out on, she's done a couple things, one on Facebook a few years ago. She did something on Reddit, and she just did something here about a week ago on TikTok. You all can get your phone. Her name is Jade M. Goggins. You may not have any context about it, but go to Jade M. Goggins and look it up. Basically, what she does is she calls me an absent father. She's never seen me before, doesn't know who I am, type of shit. That's how it makes it look, which is a fucking lie. She did something in 2018 on Facebook saying I was a deadbeat dad. She did something on Reddit with more deadbeat dad shit. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to explain this if you guys even want to hear it, but you asked me a question. So I'm going to try my best to put it in as much context as I can. Me and her mom got divorced when she was about 1 year old. Her mom thought I was her soulmate. Her mom cannot stand me, period, dot. She pretty much made my daughter hate me. I was in her life until she was about 15, and I will try to explain what happened. And I don't like talking without proof. So let me back up for a second. As far as the deadbeat dad thing goes, all that shit started, obviously, when people do that, they want to hurt you. There's been videos out there about me being a deadbeat dad. People who don't like me were very excited to see we got something on the superhero David Goggins. He's not a good father. I wish I could sit up here right now and tell you all, because this is what I like to do. I like to come up here right now and own it. I like to own the fucked up shit in my life. It makes it easier. I come up here, I tell you all I was a fucking deadbeat dad, I didn't see my daughter, I'm a piece of shit. What are y'all gonna say then? Nothing. Fucking bullshit! Exactly. So, I can't say that to you all because it's bullshit. I've never one time attacked my daughter. I've never one time attacked my ex-wife. I've seen this stuff for years. People have made videos on me. That's my daughter. No matter how the fuck she doesn't like me, that is my fucking daughter.
And see, like I said, this is what I respect about how he's handling everything, because, you know, he just let it be known that he never attacked his daughter or her mother, right? Even though he also let it be known in this clip here that the mother hates him and made sure that the daughter hated him. You know, so I didn't realize that part, that they divorced when the baby was a year old. So I could imagine that from the time that she was a year old all the way up through her life, that the mother just been planting seeds of poison in her mind about her father, right? And, you know, when you a kid and you have a mother that doesn't like the father, you don't really understand things from the father's perspective. That's just like one time I'll never forget, right? I remember I was in jail, and one of my cellies was this little young cat from Atlanta, right? He was like 21 at the time. And he used to talk real bad about his father. Talk about how his dad was never in his life, and, you know, he's a piece of shit and all this stuff, right? And he went on to explain to me about his mom. Like, his mom was like a butch lesbian. Like, she was like a masculine lesbian woman, right? And she was a truck driver, so she spent a lot of time by herself. Like, when he painted the picture of who his mother was, like, it explained everything to me. And I had to tell him, I'm like, man, you say all this shit about your dad, about how bad of a person he is, but if you don't know him, how do you know that? You know, only thing you going off of is what your mother done put in your head. But you've never even met that man. You haven't had a chance to have a conversation with that man and hear things from his perspective. And I was like, for all you know, he wanted to be in your life and your mom just wouldn't let him. And that messed his head up. I could tell nobody had never put things in perspective like that for him. And he was like, damn. You know what I mean? It was like a aha moment, like, shit, you know, like I could tell he had never thought about it like that, because his mom done had her hooks in him his whole life, you know? So, and obviously he had never been around no other men. And mind you, this was his first time ever being in jail. So, you know, we sitting chopping it up in the cell every day, and he was telling me all this terrible shit about his dad. I'm like, man, how you know? You don't even know the man. For all you know, he probably could have been a good father, but your mom just didn't give him the chance to, right? So I say all that to say, man, like, I really respect the fact that he didn't badmouth not only his daughter. That's a given. You know, who gonna get on the internet and blast as a man? If a woman did it, you know, even though it ain't right, we kind of could understand because it's a woman. But as a man, you would have to be a real buster ass dude to get on the internet and blast your daughter. You know what I mean? Like, unless she just did like something that was just like so egregious. But the little stuff that she done did, like, you know, as a man, it's pretty much a given that for him to not blast her, but for him to also spare the mother, you know, that says a lot about his character.
TikTok stuff out there.
Now, this is his mother giving her perspective of the relationship between her granddaughter and her son.
Tell the truth about conversations that I had as a grandmother with my granddaughter.
Just real quick, I've actually been to this Aspire event, and David Goggins was the feature. When I was there, his mom was down in the audience, and he called his mom out, thanked him for, the place that he is out in life. And, she's instrumental within his book. They definitely had a conversation beforehand about that they were going to talk about this, because to get the mom to come up there, this is not live, right? But what I also found interesting is that, he talks about, people wanting to take him down and take down the superhero, David Goggins, and people running with the story. And he's in such a difficult position because it seems like he's still a father at the end of the day. So he doesn't want to talk negatively about his daughter. But it's like, well, how do you defend against this without receipts? So, and I'm sure he doesn't want to call his daughter a liar. I mean, unless she's telling the truth. And for that, I say, well, then he's got to put full onus and blame on the mother. If it's his belief that she has poisoned the well, well, then run with that. But it doesn't seem like he's doing that either. But let's see what his mom Dukes has to say.
About her dad.
Okay.
How she never called him dad. She always referred to him as David. As a young girl.
What?
He was David to her.
So you already know where that come from. Like, if you have a little girl, because they've been divorced since she was a year old. So if you have a little girl calling her dad David, and she knows this is her dad, but she's referring to him as David, you already know where that came from. That's the mama. That comes from the mother, especially when you got the grandmother, as she's about to say, the grandmother trying to urge her to refer to him as dad. And she insists on calling him David. You already know that. Hey, man, and these mamas like this be cold, man. Like, man, it bring back like some horrible memories, man. Somebody near and dear to me, man, one of my loved ones, man, his baby mama, when his daughter was like 3 years old, man, she used to have his daughter leave like the most, oh my goodness, the foulest voicemails, man. She used to like make the daughter repeat bull. It was just like, it's just, oh my goodness, man, just like thinking about that shit is like, it ain't even, fortunately that ain't never happened to me, but like when you see it and hear it, it's just like, God damn, what type of evil bitch can do some shit like this? Right? Like, I've seen it before with my own, or heard it with my own ears. My partner like, bro, man, listen to this bullshit. And he playing the voicemail to me, and his daughter is like, with the mama like, yeah, say, Dad, fuck you, bitch. And the little baby is like, Dad, fuck you. It's just like, God damn. Like, whew, man. Man. If you got a cool baby mama, man, if you in a situation where you got kids with somebody you ain't in a relationship with and she's cool, man, be thankful. Because me, I'm so grateful, man, because I know I got a lot of like family members and partners that just got the most triflingest baby mamas you could imagine, man. And like, man, I'm so grateful, man. I always, make sure I stop and thank the Most High, man, for the fact that my kid's mother is just like so cool, man. I ain't never had to deal with that baby mama drama shit. That shit is nasty, man.
I called him dad more than she did. Whenever I'd ask her to come visit me, she would say, only if David is not going to be there.
Oh.
That hurt me.
That's conditioning from the mama.
That hurt David.
Oh.
I would beg her to try to have a relationship with her dad, and she said no. Now you all know, and it's no secret, that David's dad
was an animal.
A piece of shit. He's dead now.
Yeah.
But he beat us. He beat David to the point where I couldn't send him to school on certain days. But I made him, after I left, I made him go see his dad. Because that's what mothers are supposed to do.
Yeah, and even though his dad wasn't cool, and I'm pretty sure like if I remember the story correctly, like I think that kind of like made him resent his mother some type of way a little bit at that time, if I'm not mistaken. Because I guess his dad, whenever she would send him to go be with his dad, like his dad would like treat him horribly and shit like that. So, but you see what she said though. Like, even though she didn't want to be with him no more, she still made the effort to, you know, make sure they had a relationship with each other, right? And listen to what she said. That's what mothers are supposed to do. Now, you look at the Brittany Renner situation with her and her mama, it's just trifling. And it sounds similar to this situation.
As much as I wanted to hurt his dad, and I really did because he hurt us, I couldn't use my kids to do that. I could not weaponize my children to hurt their dad. And it wasn't until one incident when I was begging Jade to come spend the night with me and her dad. And she refused multiple times in front of him. Then he finally said, "Mom, quit. Mom, stop." And I did. I had no idea how much I was hurting David by trying to convince his daughter to be in his life.
Wow.
That mom's got some strong genes, because he looked just like his mama and the baby looked just like him. Like, damn, they all look alike. I'm looking at moms on the jumbo screen like, damn, this man looked just like his mama and his daughter looked just like him. Sound like me, because I look just like my mama and my daughter looked just like me. Let's go.
Now, I know that I'm the mother, and anything I say, she's his mom. She's going to say whatever she wants him to say. But I got to tell you, because of this TikTok video and so much was out there about David that's not true, I didn't want people to think that what I was saying was not true. So I wanted to get proof.
Okay.
So I do have, and would you help me do this? I hate this. I swear to God, I hate this.
Is your phone right here?
It's okay.
See, he asked a fucking question, boy.
All right, so I thought maybe if we had words, Jade's words, David's words, so you don't have to believe me. And here's the exchange between the absentee dad, David. No, I'm going to read it. No, I'm going to read it. Sorry you feel the way you do about me. You don't even thank me for the things I've done. I sent you $1,000 for your 16th birthday and don't even get a thank you. I have never gotten a thank you for anything I've done for you. Not to mention you have never wished me happy birthday, Father's Day, or anything else. I'm not going to do this back and forth with you. One day you will see I am a good man. If you don't, I understand. I never liked my father either because he beat me. Now, I just want to read the response from Jade. I will never, ever.
Hold on, before they get into the response, I like David Goggins. I really do. I love watching his videos. But I find it a bit odd that he's talking to his daughter as if she is supposed to, like respond back to him and say all of these, I don't think that it's about that, I don't think that fatherhood is about that. In watching my father deal with me, it was just completely selfless. It had nothing to do with getting a response back. It had nothing to do with, thanking him for things, even though I was a very appreciative child.
And see, that's where I disagree with MTR, right? Because listen to what he's saying. His father was selfless, but he was an appreciative child. You're comparing your relationship with your father, an appreciative child with a selfless father, to a relationship with an ungrateful daughter and a father who's, extending himself as far as he can. And then another thing too, I don't know if MTR got kids. I'm not sure. He might not. I don't know. But, from a father's perspective, man, I could just imagine how it would be if your child, you going, and then like I said, I just know certain individuals that have been in David Goggins' situation, and I've been like right there, play by play, able to witness things. With multiple people that I know, multiple men that I know that was trying to be in their kid's life, but the mother just, did everything to block it, right? So the fact that he's talking to his daughter like that, and see, MTR goes on to say, like, it's not about the money, you mentioned in $1,000. And no, it's not about the money, even to David Goggins. See, it's not about the money, it's just the fact that he did something to treat her on her 16th birthday and didn't even get a thank you. Right. Hey man, the pimping, man, we all done that, as far as like knowing what it feels like to do something nice for somebody and not even receive gratitude in return. You don't want nothing in return, just gratitude. Just appreciation, just a simple thank you, right? Man, pimping, we all done some shit where we'll surprise a bitch with something or, treat her to something that she wasn't expecting. And, you thinking like, damn, I know she gonna appreciate this. And the bitch don't even give you a thank you or just got like a nonchalant attitude about what you just did for her. And it's like, you know what I mean? So even though I don't understand it coming from a child of mine, I do know what it's like to, treat somebody to something and they just ungrateful, right? So that's really what it's more so about. It's not about the amount of money that he gave. It's just the fact that he did something for her, as he went on to say, just like everything else that I've done for you, I've never gotten a thank you. And then, never a happy birthday, happy Father's Day, none of that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's really what it's about. It's not about him being selfish and inconsiderate or anything like that. It's just about like, damn. And then, this is another reason why I disagree with MTR as far as him saying that David Goggins, basically was wrong for responding to his daughter the way that he did. Everybody got a breaking point, man. And you just never know what he was going through. You never know how long and how hard he been trying to be in his daughter's life, and it's just to no avail. Fine, at some point you just be like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, God damn, like, shit. It's like no matter what I do, this girl just don't appreciate, no type of gesture that I try to do. She don't want to spend time with me. When I do things for her, she don't appreciate it. Like, this is my baby. This is my child. So like, I get it. He as tough as he is, he's still a human being. And, this is his child, man. That's your child. So like I said, that's where I disagree with MTR as far as like his response. I don't think it was nothing wrong with his response. It was a human response. A human that, you know, just like I said, everybody got their breaking points. Everybody got a point where they get fed up, if you know, after taking so much. So that's all that is.
But it's my perspective that, you know, to say these types of things, you know, would just enhance the lack of bond, because she feels some type of way, true or untrue. But as a father, to like say these things, I give you $1,000 and you like, what does that even mean? You know,
it means that, you know, it again, see, he's caught up on $1,000 comment. It means that, you know, like I'm doing my best to show you that I love you, that I want to be in your life. You know, that's just $1,000. Ain't no telling what else he done, what strides he's taken to, you know, have a relationship with his daughter. And when none of the shit is working, you know, and I'm pretty sure he knows that, you know, because by that time at the conversation that she's reading, I would imagine it was probably not long after her 16th birthday, because for him to mention that, I'm pretty sure it was fresh at that time. So I would imagine she was 16 when he had that conversation with her, right? And, you know, my daughter's about to be 16 in a couple months, right? So I kind of understand that age of a daughter. You know, by that time, your daughter is mature enough to have a certain type of conversation with her, whereas you couldn't when she was little, right? So I'm pretty sure, like, he realized that, like, you know, and he probably never talked to her in that way and expressed to her how he felt, you know what I mean? Because, you know, the influence of the mother, you know, she gonna have deaf ears to it anyway. And then on top of that, she too young to understand. But now at 16, you know, you in high school, you close to adulthood, you're mature enough now to understand, you know, to where I can have this type of conversation with you. Like, look, you know, I'm doing everything in my power to have a good relationship with you. And, you know, it's just to no avail, like, you know. But then he goes on to say, like, you know, if you don't like me, that's okay, because I didn't like my father too. You know, I didn't like my father either because he used to beat me. Like, man, you know, that's like, you know, and it's, so just imagine, right? Because of how the relationship that he had with his dad, I'm pretty sure that he's done everything in his power to be the complete antonym of his father, to be the complete opposite, the polar opposite of who his father was, right? So I'm pretty sure, like, one of his worst fears is for his child to see him the way that he saw his father, right? So when he says that to his daughter, you know, that's some vulnerable shit. It don't get no more vulnerable than that. And it's like, you know, MTR is getting so caught up in the approach of it and certain things that he's saying in this conversation, but it's like, you got to understand where it's coming from, though. You got to really consider where it's coming from. Don't get so caught up in the words, like what he's saying, or, you know, the style of it. You don't like the style of it. Just understand where it's coming from, and the fact that he's a human being. He ain't perfect. So
millions of dollars. Who cares about $1,000? Maybe she doesn't want the 1,000. Maybe she wants presents. Maybe she wants time. Anyway, if
you obviously ain't paying attention, man. Maybe she wants presents. Maybe she wants time. No, obviously she doesn't want that. You know, because listen to what the mom is saying. The mom is making it clear, and he's made it clear, that she don't want presents and she don't want time. She don't want anything from this man. And it's not so much that she just doesn't want it because she doesn't want it. she don't want it because her mother has influenced her to not want it. So
that's the only receipt. Let's see if there's more receipts here. All right, let's see if there's more. Let's see what her response back was.
I will never, ever see that you are a good man, because there will never be a day you ever see me again.
Shit.
You will never see me again.
Damn.
Ever. And then you know how she ended it? Have a great life, David. Have a great life, David.
Yeah, and you know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, he wasn't mad at her, the daughter, for talking to him like that. It's hard for me to imagine that he wasn't mad at the mama for influencing her to feel that way and think that way. But yeah, it's just crazy, man, that he got to deal with this, because like he said about the mama, she thought he was her soulmate, and you know, they pretty much grew apart. Things started to go bad. They divorced, and now she can't stand him. So yeah, it's just unfortunate, man.
Wanted you to know the truth. Yeah, he's a tough man, but this hurt the shit out of him.
And the last several years is because...
Listen, I can imagine how much that can hurt as a father, especially if, you know, those remarks come from the well poisoning that the mom did. I just think that, you know, David's got a tough exterior, baby. He's the toughest man on this damn planet. But the thing is like, I can only think that through the lack of relationship that he had with his father, the tough love, if you want to say it's tough love, maybe it was just toughness that his father had. I don't want to see necessarily that degree of toughness try to mend a broken relationship. It's almost as if she can respond in negativity, but then in response back as a father, it should then always be in love. Still reach out to her, still send messages, still let her know that you care, still let her know that you want to see her, still. And with the goal is that one day your true intentions break whatever lack of a bond that there was, or whatever poison that has been slipped into her subconscious.
Yeah, you hope that that's the end result, but you don't know that he hasn't done that. You don't know that in spite of her being nasty towards him, you know, whether or not he was consistently sending her messages. You know what I mean? I've had, you know, students of mine, you know, do that with, you know, their parents, their mother or their father or their grandmother. You know, it might be a situation where the mama don't want to speak to her, or the father don't want to speak to her. You know what I mean? And it almost always works, right? But yeah, just, you know, even if they don't respond, just text them every day. Mom, good morning, Mom, I love you. Good morning, Dad, I love you. You know, I've had different students of mine do this, you know, numerous times. And, you know, I'm like however many, and I'm undefeated when it comes to that. It works every time with the parents. You know, I've had different ones, you know, do it for weeks, every day. And I'll remind her, I'll make sure, like, did you text your mom this morning? Did you text your dad this morning? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And eventually the parent is going to break. The parent is going to respond. Right. So, but, you know, kids, especially young kids that are impressionable and being influenced by a scorned, bitter mom, it ain't that easy. It ain't that simple, right? So you don't know that he hasn't done that. my guess is that he probably has done that. He probably has said to himself, like, you know what? No matter how mean she is to me, no matter how disrespectful she is to me, this is my daughter. I'm going to text her every morning. Good morning, baby. Have a good day at school. I love you. Or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But she got a battery in her back that's powered by her mother to shut this down every time. So it's just different. Like he's saying, you know, you would hope that it's going to break through and yeah, you would hope it would, but you know, it's like next to impossible. You got to understand what he up against.
Maybe one day, but to hear back, you never thanked me, right? Like it's going to always be in contention. It's going to always be at odds.
What you just heard. When I went up, I couldn't stand my mom from making me see my dad.
Right, and see that's what I figured. I said that earlier, and he just confirmed what I said as far as like him probably having resentment towards his mom at that time for making him go see his father.
So when my daughter just kept saying, I don't want to see anymore, I don't want to see anymore, I don't want to see anymore, roger that.
Let's get back into his...
Right, and see that makes sense, right? Because he's thinking about it from his daughter's perspective. Like, he remembers how he felt about his father. And so, you know, even though he's not nearly the type of father that his father was to him, but, you know, he's looking at it from that perspective. Like, he knows what it's like to be a teen, a kid who, you know, got a troubled relationship with his or her father. So even though he didn't do anything to warrant that, he understands, like he said, roger that, you know, so I get it.
Original video.
But something that's very funny is a lot of you that make videos on me out here, being a deadbeat dad and all this other shit, you guys had no information. You guys came out here, and then when I answered that question and that video went up, guess what happened? A lot of you made these videos trying to apologize to me. The damage is done. You guys came out here to defame my name. I have changed a lot of people's lives. God gave me the ability to change a lot of people's lives through my suffering, through what I went through, which is why I'm so vulnerable, which is why I don't have secrets. I'll tell you anything you need to know about me. But once again, I wasn't going to come out here and talk bad about my daughter or even my ex-wife, her mother. So
I understand.
Right now, here we are. A lot of you apologize to me. And for those of you who did these videos out here with no facts, fuck you. And for those of you out here who did the apology videos, because then you heard my side of the story.
Fuck you too.
And I came with receipts, and I got a lot of receipts. When you know people are trying to take you down and discredit you, like some people are, you literally take a picture of every text, of every email, of everything, because you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to discredit who you are.
So yeah, you know, like I'm pretty sure that he's pretty much confirming there that even at times where, you know, which was pretty much all the time, his daughter wasn't trying to talk to him, wasn't trying to have anything to do with him. He's still reaching out to her. He's still making an effort consistently. You know, he just said he got all the receipts. So I'm pretty sure that, like, he got plenty of, like, consistent days over an extended period of time where he's reaching out to her and she not responding, or she responding in a nasty way. But he, you know, that didn't deter him, and he still was making the effort. I'm pretty sure he got that in his receipts for sure.
I take away your character. All right. So that said, a lot of you out here, I got my receipts.
Okay.
What you all need to do now, since a lot of you got millions of videos, man, millions of views, call me a deadbeat dad by seeing one little video, one little snippet, one little trendy thing, and taking it and run. A lot of you were looking for a reason to hate, and especially hate me. So you thought you had it. You better go.
Let me also add additional context, is that by my comments, I'm not saying that he's a deadbeat father. we truly don't know the intricacies of the relationship between him and his daughter. I am commenting on is that to hear that call from him and then that response back, I just think that it wasn't the receipt that gives me warm and fuzzies. Does that make sense?
Well, it ain't got to give you warm and fuzzies because you not him and you not his daughter. So, but I know, you know, most people nowadays just don't have their own minds, so they don't know how to rationalize things. And then, you know, for young people, I understand because a lot of young people ain't never been through this type of situation or have lived long enough to have the right type of wisdom to understand this in spite of not having been through this type of situation. So when I saw the message, the conversation between him and his daughter, or heard it, no, it don't make me all warm and fuzzy because I'm a pimp. You know, pimp don't get all warm and fuzzy on the inside, man. Pimping ain't coming like that. But I can understand it and I respect it. I'll say that.
I just think that it could have been a much more tangible receipt that we could really sink our teeth into to understand. Because I don't think he's a deadbeat father. But what I do think is with that response, I can understand why there continues to be a strained relationship.
To the source, you better go to my ex-wife. You better go somewhere. You better start Googling. You better start researching something. Because I have receipts. You guys went out here talking all this bullshit, running your mouth. You better go find some receipts. Because a lot of you out here, especially on TikTok, made a lot of videos. Defaming me. And it's called defamation without receipts. You want to call me a deadbeat dad? A person who's changing people's lives? And then I get tons of emails from people that changed their lives, wondering what's going on. Are you a deadbeat dad? What's going on here? None of you had any context.
Yeah, see, this is what I don't like, man, because, you know, everybody always wants to expose and discredit people, man. But, you know, everybody ain't to be exposed. You know, what you got to understand, first of all, is that nobody is perfect. Everybody has their imperfections, as, you know, David himself goes on to say in this video in his own way, right? Nobody is perfect. People make mistakes. Everybody on this earth, whoever lived, with the exception of Jesus Christ, makes mistakes, right? So, you know, the fact that, you know, he's handling things the way that he is, man, like, I don't know. I just respect it. I respect it. And, you know, people like him, like how they say, protect such and such at all costs, protect people, protect this person at all costs. He's somebody that should be protected, man, because he's a very necessary person. And, you know, in spite of his own imperfections and, you know, flaws or mistakes or whatever you want to call it, like, you know, he serves a lot of justice to people, especially young men. Like, young men need to be influenced by somebody like him for sure. You know, he's very, very necessary, especially in today's times. So to try to discredit somebody like that, because look at what he said happens. You know, people who he's helped and made an impact on, now they starting to question him like, damn, what's this? You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, a lot of people just don't have their own minds. So, you know, a lot of people don't know how to separate a person's character from the slander and the nonsense. And say, you know, like, especially for the people that he's dealt with one-on-one, who he's helped personally, you know, they most people don't have the rationale to be like, damn, you know, like, I know him, like, I know his character. That doesn't even align with the type of character that he is. I know that can't be true. It has to be more to the story than that, because, you know, I've dealt with him. I have my own personal experience with him, so I know that it has to be more to the story than what's being told. You know, most people don't do that. So But, you know, people going to take shit and run with it. They going to slander. They going to do all the bullshit. So, and his daughter probably, you know, his daughter probably don't even care about having a relationship with him. She just really doing this shit for clout because she know her dad is famous and, you know, she knows she can get some clout off of it. But then for some reason it must have backfired on her. For some reason she must have regretted doing all this shit because to my understanding she deleted everything and she posted negatively about him.
Be real conscious about. I'm asking you right now, please text my ex-wife. You better text, email. You better do something to get some receipts.
G Sessions, he's about to say in a second how old his daughter is, but I believe she's like 23 or 24.
Cause I got receipts. So if you're gonna call me a deadbeat dad, please do some research, find some receipts, put it out there. I'd like to see it. Because there is no proof out there in this shit. Because I was not one. You know, so let me see what else I got here. There's so much to unpack. Oh, a lot of you out here, I got something here written down.
Okay.
A lot of priests, a lot of people who follow God, a lot of Christians. I get asked this question all the time because they hear me cuss. They think I'm all crazy. No, I had to change my life and it took everything I had. I had nothing. I wasn't born with talent. I wasn't born special. But guess what? I had to find something. So a lot of you ask me if I believe in God more than anything in the world. All I have is God. Right now it's a hard time for me, but guess what? I ain't going fucking nowhere, dog. I ain't going fucking nowhere. I'll be right here to annoy all you who hate me. That said, all of you who judge me, in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the same measure you used, it will be used to you. So guess what? All you Christians out there, all you people believe in God, you guys came at me, boy. All you people. So I'm going to end on this. I didn't know that there were so many perfect people. It's unreal. How many perfect people are out here? Perfect families. You're perfect in school. You got a perfect body, a perfect mind. You're perfect people. You've never messed up.
Sometimes when I hear, because this is not the only time I've seen him going on rants like this, sometimes it just makes me feel like, does he know how the internet works? Because I think as a content creator, like I know that if I put my thoughts, ideas, my image out there, right? Like I got videos of me boxing on the internet. You always get like these different types of comments and people just get the comment consequence free. Meanwhile, it's their entertainment, right?
Yeah, but you know, even though that's the case, it doesn't have to be that way and it shouldn't be that way. And even though the pushback from an individual is like a drop in the ocean, it still need to be some pushback on the punk, sucker ass, buster ass shit that people be doing in these damn comment sections, man. So I feel David Goggins, man. You know, even though it's an uphill battle all the way, yeah, man, call these people out, man. All these perfect ass people, supposed perfect ass people that they got food on their lips, on the side, you know, crust on the side of their mouth, ain't brushed their teeth or washed their ass this morning. Yeah, call that shit out, man.
It's not fun when someone's looking at them, right? Or if you're judging your life successes off of their life successes, and you realize that inevitably at the end of the day, the haters, the people that are trying to bring you down, either A, they're doing it for financial gain, or B, it's just sport for them. It's fun for them. Or they want to make you feel lesser than to make themselves feel better than. Does that make sense? So when I see him putting this amount of energy into negativity, I understand him addressing the criticisms, but specific to his haters is different. I often wonder, does he not understand how the internet works because he's working out all the damn time and he's like actually enraged at what's going on? Anyway, let's keep going.
I never realized how many perfect people were out there. How fast you were all out here to judge me, man. It's truly amazing how fast you were to not look in the fucking mirror before you didn't even get my side of the story and even wonder.
Yeah, well, you know, but y'all pretty much get the gist now, man. We pretty much understand what's going on with David Goggins' situation. And it's unfortunate, man. You know, it's yet another case of the baby mama drama. the trifling, scorned, bitter baby mama. You know, yeah, it's just unfortunate, man. It's a big disappointment, man, especially somebody like him, you know, to be attacked in this way, because like I said, we need people like him on the internet, man. We need people like him that's not gonna sugarcoat who he is or try to water down who he is to appease these people or those people or whoever. He's just unapologetically himself. And it ain't enough people like that, especially on social media. It ain't enough people like that. You know, everybody is putting on, everybody is, you know, being fraudulent for the sake of clicks and views and monetization and all that type of shit and going viral, or, you know, not even for monetization, you know, just for attention. You know, because a lot of people spend a whole lot of time on social media and do, you know, break their neck and jump through flaming hoops and swim through quicksand and gargle peanut butter and do all this extra nonsense just for the sake of getting some attention and going viral, but ain't even getting paid for it. You got a lot of people that break their neck to go viral and ain't even monetized, ain't even paid for it, right? So, you know, for somebody who does get paid just to be themselves, man, like me, I appreciate that. And I'm not even like an avid David Goggins watcher. You know, I don't follow him like avidly like that, but I have watched some interviews of his and everything like that. And yeah, I think he's a good dude, man. I believe I first got hip to him, I think it was a TED Talk. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's how David Goggins like really got on, was from a TED Talk, if I'm not mistaken, years ago. I think that's how I first got hip to him, was a TED Talk. But I've seen different interviews of his, and yeah, dude, he's a good dude, man. Like he's useful. A lot of people ain't useful for shit, but you know, making you laugh for a few seconds and that's it. You know, not useful for educational purposes, not useful for inspirational purposes. A lot of people is just useless, man. So the fact that he's useful, yeah, man, he don't need to be getting slandered like this, man. And, you know, hopefully one day his daughter could understand how useful he is. And like he said to her himself, hopefully one day she'll understand that he's a good man. You dig? Appreciate everybody who done wiped their feet off at the door. But if you have not wiped your feet off at the door, man, do a pimp a favor and do so, please. Hit that like button. Get to these supers. Tyler, as always, good looking with the $2 holla. Bamo, good looking with the $2 holla. Tay 24K, good looking with the $5 holla. 11K a month is 6 figures a year. That's a high value That's a high value family. That's real, man. You know, and yeah, like I said, I feel bad for their son, man, for PJ Washington and Brittany Renner's son, man. Because boy, he got some poison in his mix. You know, he got a whole lot of poison in his mix, man, and his pops is gonna have an uphill battle trying to cure him of that poison. The Bell, good looking with the $5 holla as always. Islam went out the window fast as a mother effer. Kevin Gates dodged the bullet. Now she and PJ. Now she said PJ cheated, but she married a married man. Yeah. you know, that you know, that's just a troubled woman, man. You know, she just Brittany Renner is I'm gonna start calling her can't get right. Cause that's really what she is, man. I've seen so many of her. I've seen, you know, Brittany Renner is just a Xerox copy of so many chicks that I've seen before. And, you know, we're going to continue to see throughout history, man. And they're only going to get worse. You know, the quality of the Xerox copy is only going to get worse and worse with each copy, right? But, yeah, Brittany Renner, man, you know, she can't get right. That's her new name. That's her last name. Brittany can't get right. We gonna see if we can legally change her name from Brittany Renner to Brittany can't get right. You know, cause she can't get right, man. It's like she can't. No matter what she do, man, she's her own worst enemy. Brittany Renner's her own worst enemy, man, and she keeps getting in her own way. She's extremely confused. Her biggest problem is that she thinks she's smarter than she actually is. That's Brittany Renner's biggest problem, is that she thinks she's smarter than she actually is. You know, you might be able to articulate yourself a certain way and you know, all of that, but in the words of Messy Marv, you're not that polished. You know, you're not that polished. Graduated from high school, got a master in college, but you're not that polished. Yeah, man. So I hope she don't have no more kids, man. For real though, because she's not marriage material. She's not long-term partner, significant other material. You know, so I really hope that Brittany Renner does not have any more kids. I hope she one and done, man. I hope she just, you know, hangs it up as far as the, you know, procreation. Don't have no more kids, because, you know, I hate to see what the one kid that she has is going to go throughout his life. So, you know, I don't want no more kids to go through that with her, man. I really just want her to leave, you know, procreation alone, you know, strap it up, or, you know, get birth control, whatever you got to do. You know, yeah, man, she don't need no more kids. She really don't. David Lee said, "You right about that. I embarrassed myself a few times on the net for nothing." At least you can be honest about it, though, man. You know, a lot of people are in denial about the fact that they've done that, you know, themselves. You know, I think if you haven't already, I think all of us will at some point do something on the internet that we wish we hadn't. You know, it's a few things that I've done on the internet that I wish I hadn't. For sure. I'm just thinking in my head, like, yeah, it's a number of things that I've done on the internet that I wish I hadn't. You know, reveal my exact location is one. That's why I don't do that no more. That's why, you know, now I don't let people know exactly where I am, man, because especially when I'm in the States, you know, like when I came down here, I was hesitant to even reveal what country I'm in. Because as I told y'all before, you know, you already know what type of people exist on the internet that just, you know, attack people who they've never even met before, that they don't like, just because of what they see and hear on the internet, right? And I've been one of those people, revealing too much information on the internet. So, yeah, you know, we've all done things, I believe, and like I said, if we haven't, you will eventually do something on the internet that you wish you hadn't. So, Yeah. But Brittany Renner, she just keep on doing it. But I don't think she wish she didn't do it though. Like, man, Brittany Renner got a laundry list of things that she's done on the internet that she shouldn't have done. You know? And I wonder if she has those types of thoughts and feelings about herself. I wonder if she ever says to herself like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. Or I shouldn't have said that. Or I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have said that. Like, I don't think she had them thoughts. Because if she did, she would have tightened up by now. You know, because like, if she would have took the Islam thing seriously, she wouldn't even been on the internet like she was. But see, she kind of put herself in a she kind of put herself in a certain box where she got to be on the internet. I would imagine that, you know, that's really the only way that she can produce income is by being on the internet. I don't think Brittany Renner can do anything else, you know. And if she doesn't get on the internet, I think she ain't gonna starve as long as her son is producing child support for her. But man, yeah, I think if it wasn't for that, she probably would starve if she wasn't on the internet. But you know, she, you know, like I mentioned earlier, that, you know, if she was smart, she would take, you know, significant portions of that child support money and put it in a trust for her son. But what she also can do is invest it. You know, she can do that. And but I don't think she's inclined in that way though. I'm pretty sure she's not inclined in that way to invest and, you know, create something and build something. Like, I don't think she's inclined in that way. And there's so many things that you can invest in that can be lucrative, but you got to be inclined. And I'm pretty sure she's not. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate, man. She probably being hella stupid. Her and her mama, just imagine her and her dumbass mama, like, collecting $11,000 a month. Man, just money down the drain, man. I know PJ got to be like, what the hell did I do? Man, because that's just money down the drain. Like, you already know that's money down the drain, man. The mama's stupid, the daughter's stupid. You know, the son, he probably the smartest one in the house, man. That's a damn shame that the toddler is the smartest one in the house, man. I already know he is, man. You know, he probably smart as hell, that little boy, man. He probably know how to count to 1,000. He probably know his ABCs. I don't even think his mama know her ABCs. I don't think Brittany can't get right know her ABCs, man. She talk a good one. She sound good when she talks sometimes to people who don't know no better. But I don't even think she know her ABCs. I bet you her son do, though. I think he know his ABCs, and I think she don't. And matter of fact, she probably can't even count to 1,000. She probably can't do that neither. You know what I mean? Like, you know how little kids got that, it's a sphere. It's a plastic sphere, and it got the shapes on it. And it'll have like a triangle on it. It's like an octagon, I think, or something like that. But it got a bunch of different shapes on it. Like, you got the objects, like you'll have a triangle right here, a square, a circle, so on and so forth. And the sphere will have like the shapes, and you put the object through the correct shape. I'm pretty sure her son could do that, but I think Brittany Renner will probably have a tough. I think she'll have a tough time. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on. Show y'all what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can find it. I think this is it. trying to find it, man. Hold on, let me see. We're gonna find it. We're gonna see if Brittany Renner is smarter than the 3-year-old. Cause I don't think she's this smart. Is this it? Let me see.
Jack Cartman, Kids Music Channel.
It's per
Yeah,
round.
I don't think that's it. Yeah, see, like this right here, I think this would be too much for Brittany Renner.
गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, कुछ सॉलिड शेप्स देखते हैं. फर्स्ट वन इज क्यूब. क्यूब कैसा होता है? 4 साइड्स इक्वल होती हैं, जैसे स्क्वायर में, ऐसे ही स्क्वायर के 3D से बना होता है क्यूब. सो इसका एग्जांपल है जैसे कि डाइस मीन्स जिससे हम लूडो खेलते हैं. इस टाइप का बॉक्स जिसकी सारी साइड्स इक्वल हों और वुडन ब्लॉक, ये है क्यूब. ओके.
Yeah, see, like, you see how they got these different shapes? I think her son could figure this out, but I don't think Brittany Renner can, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think when she watched Blue's Clues, she ain't got a clue. You know what I mean? Like, I just really think she's slow like that. I don't know. She sounds smart when she talk, but she ain't really that smart. Brittany Renner's brain is equivalent to Cardi B's speech. Exposing the truth, you stupid. Oh, no. Take 24K, good looking with the $5 holler. She could have took her fake Muslim game to Dubai for the summer and took a play from French Montana. Yeah, she just ain't, I don't know, she ain't, and it's crazy because, like, that's one thing about that girl, man. She done put herself in front of some game-changing type of men. Like, she done, she started off, I think, with Lil Uzi Vert. I think she was with Lil Uzi Vert first. Then she, who else was she with, man? She done been with so many different people. I can't remember them all, but I know more recently she done dealt with Shaq. Of course, Kevin Gates. Of course, her baby daddy, PJ Washington. Yeah, man, she done been around some people that if she was wise and she was smart, she could have played her hand into some beautiful shit, but she think too small. I don't even think she be thinking at all. Like, what you be thinking? She one of them people that just like the clout. I guess, just being seen with certain people. She just like being seen with certain individuals, but, like, she don't think to herself, like, okay, how could I turn this into something big? Like, bitch, you was kicking it with Shaq. Like, Shaq was entertaining your ass. Shaq was giving you his time. She got to be obnoxious. Like, she got to be annoying. Like, I know she appears that way on the internet, but just imagine what it's like to, like, spend the day with Brittany Renner. If you a guy that, like, want to beat it up, you just want to pump and dump, but just, like, you got to kick it with her throughout the day in order to get there. Like, man, I know that shit got to be annoying for a square, boy. That's why I love the fact that I got this game, man. Man, I'm pretty sure, like, Shaq was like, boy, this bitch, if she don't shut up. Yeah, I'm already knowing Shaq was annoyed by her stupid ass. And everybody else. You know, because don't nobody want to deal with her long. Like everybody cuts her off right away. And I've never seen a situation that she was in where she left the individual because she didn't want to be with him no more. Like at least Lori Harvey, right? Because Lori Harvey, she another one that done been around. Like Lori Harvey done been with a whole bunch of, but it must be something about Lori Harvey though, because most of the situations that she done been in, they end with her leaving and the guy still wants to be with her. But Brittany Renner, on the other hand, when she leave, or no, when it's over with for her, it's because the guy don't want to deal with her no more. They get tired of her ass quick. But Lori Harvey, though, they be trying to hang on to her. It must be something about Lori Harvey, though. Because if you just think about it, and Lori Harvey, she done been with a gang of people, too. She done been with Puffy. She done been with Future. Of course, Michael B. Jordan. Idris. I forget his last name. The boy from Snowfall. You know, she done been with some people, man. But most of the time, probably not all the time, but most of the time it appears that, you know, the people still, them dudes, they still be wanting a piece of Lori Harvey. They be trying to hang on to her. Yeah, Lori is beautiful, though. I can't lie about that. You know, like I said, Brittany Renner, man, she just, and see, we could do it now. Hold on. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping. Hold on. I really want to find a picture of her. Let me see if I can find her with no makeup, because that really will do the justice. Sheesh. Goodness. Sheesh. These no makeup pictures, boy. Sheesh. Damn, she done came a long way, though, from the acne. But a lot of kids be having acne, though. Let's use this picture right here, right now. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping or not. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping or not. Oh, shit, I'm typing it. It ain't even in there. Is it just me? Is it just me? Let me do even better, because she really looked like, she kind of looked like the Grinch, but she really looked like one of the Who's from Whoville. Oh, this one right here for sure. She really looked like him. She really looked like dude for sure. Like, hey, y'all gonna sit up here and tell me she don't look like dude? Hold on, let me see, man. Let me find a better picture, man. See, when she looking up, you can see that nose for real. Let me see this one. She might. Trying to find the right picture so y'all can really see, man. She really looked like one of the Who's, though. That's a good one. Y'all gonna sit up there and tell me she don't look like dude. Y'all gonna tell me she don't look like she's straight out of Whoville. Straight out of Whoville. It's a crazy bitch named Britney. The police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the punk ass who's this showing out. She look like she's straight out of Whoville, man. I know it ain't just me. Hold on, here go another one. Y'all gonna tell me that ain't her, man? Like, for real, though. Am I tripping? Do she look like one of the Who's? Like, for real, though. Oh, see, I got myself in the way, so y'all can't really... I'm tripping. Hold on, I'm just realizing I got myself in the way. Let me get myself out the way. Hold on. Excuse my pimping. Excuse my pimping. Now y'all can see. Now y'all can see, man. I'm doing all this shit and y'all can't even see, man. Now y'all can see. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. But see, this the dude that I was saying she looked like for real, though. Y'all gonna sit up here and say she don't look like dude. Like, for real, though. Come on, man. Cut the crap. Y'all know she look like dude, man. Y'all know she look like she from Whoville, man. I ain't saying she ugly, because she not ugly. Brittany Renner ain't ugly. She just remind me of one of the Who's from Whoville. She just look like she from Whoville. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Trying to find a better picture of one of the Who's. Hold on. Oh. Chat, that is her. Chat. See, I'm trying to find a better picture, man. Oh, wait, hold on. This one kind of looked like, hold on. Especially that one. Yeah, both of them really, the left and the right. She really looked like dude, man. She really looked like one of the Who's, man. Hold on. This is her right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, you know, it's always going to be a Brittany Renner, man. It's always going to be somebody like her. You always going to have somebody like her, you know. It's always going to be like, you know, before her, it was Amber Rose. You know, Amber Rose kind of done the same thing. Black China, she done the same thing. And, you know, if you pay attention, these chicks be having some golden opportunities, man. Like Brittany Renner done had some golden opportunities fumble. Amber Rose done had some golden opportunities fumble. Black China, out of all of them, she probably had the most golden opportunity having a baby with Rob Kardashian. Like, you have the ability to carry on the legacy of the Kardashian name because Rob is the only boy. So you have or at least you had the power to produce some Kardashian boys. You gave a Kardashian daughter, and that's cool. But you had the power to produce Kardashian boys, Black China. And, you know, it was just toxic, like just tearing Rob down, making things worse for Rob. You know, if she was smart, she would have been in good with all the Kardashians and the Jenners. She would have made them fall in love with her. If Black China was smart, she would have made all them fall in love with her. She would have been an asset to Rob, you know, because Rob was depressed. He probably still depressed now. That's why he got fat. You know what I mean? I remember when Rob was small. I think I told y'all that story before, but one time I was on a plane, man, and I was flying from Burbank to Vegas. You know, that's only like a 45-minute flight. But you know, the plane was damn near empty, so I go sit all the way in the back. And I sit by the window. You know, I has 3 seats. And this dude come and he sit across from me on the same row on the aisle. I'm on the window. It's a seat between us. And when he sit down, he say what's up to me, and I say what's up to him, but I barely looked at him. I'm looking at my phone, reading something, and he sit down, he say what's up, and I kind of like did like this. I was like, oh, what's up? And so, you know, the whole flight go by. I think I dozed off. Even though it was a 45-minute flight, I think I dozed off. But then when it was time to get off the plane, that's when I realized the whole time I'm sitting next to Rob Kardashian. But this is old though. This is back when Rob was still like slim and kind of like athletic built. You know what I mean? But if Black China was smart when she was with Rob, she would have been, because you know Black China be working out sometimes and shit like that. So she would have been like, you know, let's go to the gym. Let's go to Whole Foods and get some, you know, organic this and, you know, vegetable this, fruit that, you know, and let's go to the gym, work out. Let's go run. Let's go for a jog. Let's go for a walk. You know, that's what Black China would have been doing if she was smart when she was with Rob Kardashian. And she would have been staying pregnant until she had, you know, a good 2 or 3 Kardashian boys. Man, could you imagine that? Like, and then, you know, by her motivating him to be better, you know, his money would have went up. You know, because just by default, by him being a Kardashian, he gonna have some bread. But, you know, imagine Rob being like the patriarch of the family. You know, he the only Kardashian man. Just imagine him like running the family like he really should. You know, but for one reason or another, he fell into a depression and gained all that weight and shit like that. But if Black China was smart, man, her and Rob Kardashian, Rob would be a billionaire for sure. See, this is why pimping is necessary, man, because, like, put it like this, like, if Black China was my 304 and I sent her to Rob and it turned out the way it did where she had a baby with him and all that type of shit, man, I would have played the situation. I would have coached her through it so cold. By now, Rob would be a billionaire, and Black China herself would be worth some hundreds of millions her damn self. You know, she wouldn't be going through the shit she going through right now, where she got to sell her house and all that type of shit. No, you know what I mean. If I was behind her when she was with Rob, if I was, you know, giving them LRPs, long range pimping, oh my goodness, man, I would have had her introduce me to Rob, and then it really would have been on. I would have been his personal trainer. You know what I mean? I would have been taking Rob to the gym with me every day. Oh my goodness, man. See, this is why pimping is necessary, man. Like, it don't matter who it is. You know, if a bitch ain't got no guidance and she ain't got no game, she gonna fumble every time. It don't matter who it is. And see, what chicks like Black China don't understand is like, bitch, you was never even supposed to have this opportunity. Like, Rob Kardashian ain't even supposed to know you. But you get in good with him and he fall in love with you? Oh, my goodness, it's supposed to be on. You're supposed to be, man. Your mama supposed to be straight. Your mama supposed to be worth millions. Your mama supposed to be good with the Kardashian mama and all that, you know. But like I say all the time, the apple don't fall far from the tree, man. So Black China was kind of like doomed because her mom was doomed and her mama was probably doomed too. You know, she just from a long line of doomed bitches. Nigga wouldn't know a thing. Smooth sailing. Right, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, you know, I'd have been pimping the whole situation the whole time, man, but I would have had the bitch introduce me to Rob. I'd have became Rob's personal trainer. And then through being his personal trainer, I'd have became his best friend. Me and Rob would have been like this to where, okay, bitch, if you fuck up now, you know what I mean? Me and Rob still gonna be cool. You know I'm homeboys with Rob now, bitch. So if you fuck up, I'm finna just put another bitch on him that's gonna do the job correctly and produce some Kardashian boys, and I'm gonna be Uncle Freeze to the little Kardashian nephews. You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm mad that I didn't pay attention that he was sitting next to me on the plane, man, because I would have chopped it up with him and became friends with him at that time. If I'd have realized that was him sitting next to me, man, I was too busy in my damn phone. But yeah, man. And then this chick, Brittany Renner, man, same type of thing. Even though the opportunity isn't as doesn't have the same potential, but it's still a great opportunity. Like, man, you supposed to be an asset to a man like that. When you got them type of opportunities as a woman, first of all, you got to understand, like, bitch, you're not even supposed to be here, but you are. Like, you slipped through the cracks and made it in. Like, just like Black China, like Rob Kardashian was never supposed to know Black China. PJ Washington was never supposed to know Brittany Renner. Britney can't get right. He never was supposed to know her. They should have never even met. They should have never talked. They should have never spent time together. None of that. That was never supposed to happen. But it happened. Like, you supposed to be an asset to that man. You know, not a thorn in his side. Baby mama drama. Like, you supposed to be an asset to that man. You know? But like, you had him, and you had him young. Cause she like 10 years older than him, or probably more than that, something like that. She like a good 10 years older than dude. You supposed to be an asset to that man. Fumbled Rooski. Right, like Motor Culture say, yes, Black China could have built Rob up to a chef's kiss magnifique type level, metaphorically speaking. Yeah, you know, she just, but that's the results of no guidance. No guidance. And ignorance on top of that. You know what I mean? She fight on the show, she fighting with her mama and fighting with Rob, and just man, she, like, Black China used to be so disrespectful to Rob on the TV show. I could just imagine how she was like in private or just day to day, every day. Like, man, that man put a baby in that chick, man. Like, she just that's like one of the biggest disappointments in the game, even though that ain't really a part of the game, but just like what ifs in the game, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up in just a second. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up in a second, man. If you have not, wipe your feet off at the door when you step to a pimp's domain. Please do so before you go. Hit that like button, man. Shit. This big ass. This ain't even a gallon. This shit's like a gallon and a half. Why do they sell? I mean, it's good. Costa Rica so beautiful, man. It's a few things that I've noticed since I've been here, in the short time that I've been here so far, right? One thing is that, because if you remember, if you was here the other day when I was talking about how there's not really a lot of overweight people here in Costa Rica. It's some, but not really. And then I was talking about the thick women too, right? How the thick women, a lot of the thick women got BBLs, but as I continue to be out here, I'm starting to see some thick women that's naturally thick, especially going to that gym, right? Which is why I'm about to end this live so I can get up. You know, the gym open at 5 in the morning. It's almost 1 o'clock over here right now. But the gym opened at 5 in the morning, and I will be there at 5 in the morning. You dig? Like I was this morning or yesterday, whatever you want to call it, the last morning. But yeah, it was some naturally thick women in the gym, right? As well as some, slim thick and some petite, but it was some naturally, organic, so don't panic, non-GMO women in the gym, right? And then too, like I said, now that I'm being out here more and just moving around and, walking different places and stuff like that, I'm seeing some thick women that don't have BBLs. They just naturally thick, right? So that's out here. But the majority of people here are smaller framed, right? And, I thought about it because, me, the town that I'm in, that's how small it is. Like, I've been walking everywhere. The town that I'm in, I don't even think they got no street lights here. I haven't seen a traffic light since I've been here, right? So I don't even think this town got no traffic lights. That's how small the town is, right? Of course, they got stop signs, but I haven't seen any traffic lights here. Now, in the big city in San Jose is the capital, right? San Jose got a bunch of traffic lights. But in the town that I'm in right here, no traffic lights. But people walk a lot here. Not everybody, but a lot of people walk a lot here. Like me, myself, I've been walking everywhere. And I kind of like make excuses for myself to walk, right? Because, walking is so good for you, man. And like the older I get and the more I learn, I just realize that much more, like how crucial just being active, period. But especially walking, like walking is just, it's such a game changer in so many ways, man. But yeah, a lot of people here walk, or even if they don't walk, it's a lot of things that people in the States used to do that they don't do no more because technology is so advanced that people still do here, right? Like, one thing I notice about a lot of people here, right? They hand wash their laundry and then they hang it up on a clothesline, right? And that's how it used to be when I was young, right? Like when I was a kid, I remember moms used to hand wash our clothes, and we had a clothesline and a hang clothes up on a clothesline, let them dry and shit like that, right? Now, some people got washer dryer. I got washer and dryer here where I'm at right now, right? But a lot of people don't have washer and dryer, so you know they hand wash everything and hang it up to dry. So that's just one example of, you know, something that machines do for people in other places that they don't do for a lot of people here, right? So just because of the way things are here, people are just more active in a lot of different ways. Like I said, a lot of people walk around because I've been walking everywhere. I ain't caught an Uber since I've been here. They got Uber out here from what I was told, but I wouldn't even know because I haven't Ubered anywhere since I've been walking since I got to this town. I've been walking everywhere, but like I said, I'll be finding excuses to walk. I want to walk everywhere, so that's another thing, another reason why I think people are so small here. And another thing that tripped me out today that I noticed, right? Now, mind you, another thing about down here too, a lot of people have some type of bike, like some type of motorbike, whether it's a crotch rocket motorcycle or a scooter or a dirt bike. But a lot of people down here, at least the town that I'm in, I don't know about the whole Costa Rica, but the town that I'm in, a lot of people have one of those. They have either a scooter, a dirt bike, or a crotch rocket. You know what I mean? A lot of people have one of those types of bikes. And but what tripped me out though is like today I was walking to the store and it was raining, right? But I had my umbrella. You know, it rained a lot here. So I'm walking to the store and I got my umbrella and I'm seeing people, you know, zip past me on their bikes and shit like that. And they got helmets on, but these people in the rain on a bike with flip-flops on. I seen a man. I seen this man on a crotch rocket. This man was on a motorcycle with his helmet on in the rain. It wasn't, at this time, it wasn't like pouring down rain, but it was raining though. The ground was wet. This man was on a crotch rocket with flip-flops on. I was like, this dude is a beast. Like, man, how you do that? Man. I'm talking about, and not like no, now I seen other people that had like I seen another dude, he was on a bike, but he had like some sandals with the strap on it to where the sandal wouldn't just fall off if he moved wrong. I could, you know, even though I don't agree with that because it's open toe, but I kind of could understand it a little better. But I seen a dude with some straight, like you know them shower shoes they give you in jail. He had some of them on, like some real flip-flops. Not no slides like the sandal that slide over your foot. Like, no, he had the between the toes. He had some thongs. He had some thong sandals on a motorcycle in the rain. I was like, man. Yeah, chancletas, like Lojo say. Lojo, you already know. You done been around here, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. I've been seeing people, and then so like I said, once I seen that one dude, that it caught my attention. So then I start noticing other people on bikes with sandals. I was like, man, these people is crazy. But what I figured about that is that there must not be very many car accidents here. At least in the town that I'm in. I can't speak for the whole country. But the town that I'm in, it must not really be too many car accidents here or people, you know, getting hit on a motorcycle and all that type of shit. It must not be too much of that because how are you so comfortable on a motorcycle in the rain that you got flip-flops on, thong, sandals on? Like Lojo said, chancletas. Like, how you that comfortable in the rain? I wasn't even on the bike. And I ain't even have sandals on. I was scared for the man. I was like, he just rolled past and I'm like, this man really got some flip-flops on? So yeah, that shit right there tripped me out, man. I was like, that that shit was crazy as hell, man. You'll see people carrying stuff on their head. Yeah, you see that too. That's a norm in the Caribbean in general. Yeah, I guess so. That it just tripped me out, you know what I mean? Because I would be scared, like, what if you gotta hurry up and put your foot down, or, you know, what if you like move wrong and you fall off the bike and you land on your feet? Like, you got sandals on, bro. Like, man, if something go bad, man, your feet is gonna be jacked up. Boy, your feet gonna be jacked up. Man. Like, remember that video back in the day, the I'm Missing You video with Puff Daddy and the family, where at the beginning of the video, Puffy on the motorcycle, and he fall, but his foot land on the ground first, and then he fall. Like, what if he had some sandals on? What if that happened with some sandals on? That's scary. Man, I don't even want to imagine that. I'm going to pray for everybody in this town, man, that ride their motorcycle in the rain with sandals on, man. I'm going to pray for all of them, man, because I don't want nothing bad to happen to none of them, man. You know, I'm scared for them. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray for all of them. For everybody around here that's riding their motorcycle in the rain with sandals on, I'm going to pray for you. Lodo said it could be 100 degrees. People will walk barefoot. Their bodies are used to the heat. Yeah, I guess so. Right, every step I take, every move I make. Gonna be with some sandals on for sure. Playing basketball with sandals. That's some African shit too. Them Africans be doing that too. Them Africans gonna play some ball with some sandals on for sure. I guess that's just like an African / Caribbean / Latin American thing. That shit funny. Feet stinking. Motor Culture says, Japan is cool. My cousin moved to Japan and he speaks Japanese fluently. Make me be like, I gotta step my game up. I look forward to your thoughts on Japan if you decide to go. New Money Market said, yeah, the bro sacked the king, right? Let me see. Where's bro? Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on, let me move my shit to the side. Yeah, this channel right here is Sack the King, right? Cool brother, man, but he cool Polynesian brother, man, but he's over there in Japan, and he kind of gave me some words of encouragement about some intel about Japan, you know, that kind of like motivated me to want to go. Because I was thinking that I probably wouldn't be able to go because of my record, because I've heard stories about people being denied in Japan for them having, you know, a criminal background or a certain type of criminal background or whatever, but you know, bro told me some things and kind of like changed my perspective on it. So it kind of make me want to try my hand one of these days and go see what that Japan do, because I would love to go. So, you know, I might have to do that one of these days, man. I might have to go see what that Japan do. Motor culture. I already know you tell that shit sound funny as hell. Man, look, I seen a video of an African who made a Lamborghini out of cardboard and put an engine in it and drove it. No lie. Blew my socks off. I was in pure shock and amazement. I could believe it. You know, them people be creative as hell. Jamaica is my favorite place to go. John King, yeah, I've been saying for the longest, man, and I keep saying it, man. That's one of my missions in life, man, is to go to Jamaica, go to the hood, and find some little mom and pop hole in the wall restaurant that's off the beaten path, and eat some brown stew chicken, man. I want some authentic brown stew chicken from Jamaica in the hood. You know what I mean? I can't wait to do that. I'm gonna do that for sure. That's gonna happen. That is going to happen. I'm going to go to Jamaica. I'm going to go to the hood, and I'm going to eat some brown stew chicken at somebody's restaurant or maybe even somebody's house. You never know. I might meet some Jamaican people and get cool with them, and they invite me to the house, and they treat me to some brown stew chicken, whether it's like that or it's at somebody's, you know, family restaurant or something like that. But I'm going to have me some brown stew chicken in Jamaica for sure. And I might even eat some jerk chicken too. You know, of course, got to have the rice and peas, even though I don't be eating rice like that. But for that, yeah, I'm going to eat some rice and peas, man. Hell yeah. From Jamaica? Oh, hell yeah. Rice and peas. Rice and peas me up. You dig? Got to bring back some jerk chicken and oxtails. See, Davy Lee, I don't eat red meat, so I can't do the oxtails. Well, I ain't gonna say I can't do, but I'm not gonna do the oxtails more than likely. Even though them oxtails sound good though. I already know they fire. Loved by a few, hated by many says, my first daughter in and from Tokyo, 1995. She still lived there. That's dope. Yeah, my bro Smooth, man. His father was stationed in Okinawa, and I think he got a sister over there that he ain't never met. She probably 30 or 40 something by now. But yeah. I guess that be happening a lot in Japan, man. You know, them soldiers be going over there knocking them Japanese women up. You dig? Oh, Will Cashgrove. Nah, I seen it, but I didn't watch the full video. I only watched like the first minute of it. But I got it though. I'm gonna check it out, and yeah, we could definitely do a review on that for sure. Yeah, it looked like it's an interesting video for sure. I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. Cause I gotta get up and take my ass to the gym at 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna prepare for that. But as always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate you for sharing this video. I appreciate you for subscribing. I appreciate you for hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all the super chats, the cash apps, the PayPals. I appreciate your support in every which way that it comes with it, man. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Freeze is it. If you out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out.